I found some old footage from Disney World. Now, this is a trip we took in June of 2016, so about 3 years ago. And you know, let's say here's some footage. All right, this is good stuff. This is from Animal Kingdom. That particular day, I think we did like Magic Kingdom in the morning and then Animal Kingdom in the night, or vice versa. I don't know. Animals are always more active in the morning.
It looks like we are coming up on a watering hole over here to the left side. Watering holes like these, especially in the forest, you can find some pretty amazing animals around them. Every now and then, we're super lucky enough to spot a black rhino like that one. Let's get up here and see if we can get a look at it. It's just up here. It's on the left side, guys, here, just behind the tree out there in the middle of those rocks. It's just in the back there, behind that tree.
He's backing up. You see him up there?
Way behind the tree. That is a black rhino kind of hanging around back there, grabbing something to eat, looks like. Always a privilege, though, if you can spot a black rhino. They have been poached nearly to extinction for their horn. Today, there's fewer than 5,000 of them left in the world. Here, we try to help them out, working with groups in Africa, making sure any needing veterinary care or rehabilitation, that they're getting the care that they need. Now, taking a look over here to the right side, guys, we got some antelope hanging out here, that large kind of tannish gray coloring. Those are greater kudu. Male greater kudu, now they will stand about 5 feet at the shoulder, weighing up to 750 pounds. Males, now they have very long and very twisted horns, which I do not see. Those are lovely lady greater kudu. And over here to the left, though, big black and white bird standing out here in this clearing. That's a saddle-billed stork, standing 5 feet tall with wingspans reaching around 9 feet. The saddle-billed stork is one of the taller storks in there. Okay. We're going to leave that forest behind now, though. We're going to head into the Sapi River. See if we can find some hippos.
We go faster.
I know. Is that fun?
Hey, look at that.
Hippos. Now they are one of the larger animals in Africa. A male hippo can weigh up to 5,500 pounds. Of course, hippos, they do stay in the water for the majority of the day, which is to keep from overheating. A hippo can stay submerged for about 5 to 8 minutes at a time. Usually coming out of the rivers at night, they graze the grass along the shore. A hippo can typically eat about 80 to 90 pounds of grass each night. So big bloat of hippos out there around this first island especially. Also out there on the island, though, you got those large kind of gray and white colored birds. Those are pink-backed pelicans. Oh, with a wingspan that can reach about 8 feet. The pink-backed pelican is the smallest of the 8 pelican species.
The waterfall. The bridge.
It looks like we got a rickety-looking bridge. We're going to cross over this here. Now, as we do, going to look underneath us. Look at all those Nile crocodiles down there.
Big Sam.
Crocodiles.
Nile crocodiles, full-blooded reptiles that can reach about 20 feet in length, weigh up to 1,500 pounds. Now, do take a look over here on the right side. Check out the tree standing there. It's a pretty cool looking tree. It kind of looks like it's upside down. That is a baobab tree. Baobab trees, they can remain leafless for up to 9 months out of the year. And they store water inside of that big trunk. That allows the baobab to survive long periods of drought. Alright, now here we go though, coming down onto one of my very favorite views out on the reserve. These are the Serengeti grasslands. The Serengeti grasslands, these do stretch hundreds of miles across East Africa, and they're a super highway for millions of animals that migrate across them every year. They're also home to some of the more famous animals that live out here, like lions and elephants. This is all part of the wild Africa we're trying to conserve. As we are coming down this hill, guys, over to the right side, we've actually got a few animals. There's some giraffes, there's water buck, and there's some white-bearded wildebeest too. So the wildebeest mostly laying down out there, kind of the gray color, black face. Water bucks, the gray shaggy ones. If you can see the back, they got a white ring around the tail on the back side. But water bucks do like water. They graze in inundated pastures, and they go into water to escape predators. But they have kind of a greasy, smelly, oily secretion from their skin. Coats their fur and is thought to be for waterproofing. Wildebeest, though, now that does mean wild beast in Afrikaans. You may hear them referred to as gnu, G-N-U. That's a word that mimics the grunting sound that they make. Now, over here to the left, take a look out there, guys. Those are African wild dogs. African wild dogs. Absolutely no relation to the hyena. No relation to the hyena. African wild dogs, though, are the most successful hunters in Africa. Even more successful than the large cats. It's all about how you go about it. Painted dogs live in packs, typically 5 to 15 adults, led by an alpha male and alpha female. When they go out on the hunt, they go as a pack. They track their prey until it's too tired to move any further before they go in, tracking their prey to exhaustion, literally. Now these over here to the left side, those are springbok. Whole bunch of them. Now springbok, they can pronk about 10 to 11 and a half feet into the air. Crazy agile little things. That's about from the ground to the canopy above you. That's how high those little things can jump. Now pronking, anytime you see an antelope jump real high into the air, like there's springs built into the bottoms of their feet, that's what they're doing. They're pronking. And springbok, they're just really good at it. They can actually reach speeds upwards of 50 miles per hour doing it. So springbok are one of the top fastest land animals in the world. Now we got some Ankole cattle hanging around out here too. They got these really big horns of theirs. Stop for those on the right side. Ankole cattle, also known as Watusi cattle. And that's after the tribe that first domesticated them. They're actually the only domesticated animals out here. Those big horns of theirs, though, will get about 3 to 4 feet long each side, reaching 20 inches in circumference around the base. They look heavy. They're mostly hollow inside and honeycombed. Blood circulates through them, dispersing any excess heat. They're actually a pretty amazing coolant system. About 20 pounds each. Because they're from Africa. They're named after the Watusi tribe. So let's see, we got that giraffe hanging around over here. Way in the back. Well, I think this might be our best spot for a giraffe, so we are going to stop here. But even as a newborn, a giraffe will stand about 6 feet tall. They can look any of us on this truck in the eye, not even an issue doing it. Fully grown, though, giraffes stand at 18 to 20 feet tall, making them the tallest mammal in the world. Now these big tan antelope out here to the right side, those are Patterson elands. Elands are the largest antelope in Africa. A male Patterson eland can stand about 6 feet at the shoulder and can weigh in at up to 2,000 pounds. Still jump about 6 to 8 feet into the air from a standing position. So for something so large, they are actually pretty agile. Let's see here. We're going to head over towards Monkey Point next. Let's see if we can find some mandrills. Mandrills, they do live in large troops, but they're actually really shy. Some sometimes you don't see too many, but they're always worth the glance. You never know. If we do see some, they look familiar. They have bright red and blue colors on their faces and backsides. The most colorful monkey in Africa.
Jake,
There, Jake, here's an elephant. He looks like a little one.
Probably closer to 5 or 6. Over here on the left side, though, we actually got some mandrills over there. Check them out in the trees. Mandrills are the largest monkey in Africa. A male mandrill can weigh up to 100 pounds. Females, though, are much smaller, usually only getting to around 30 pounds. So, true for mandrills. So, I'm only
See the monkey standing there?
that one young elephant right there. We're going to get out of here. We're going to head towards the red clay pits. I want to see if we can find the herd. Now, male bull elephants, they tend to live by themselves or in an all-male loose group. And since that's the only elephant I'm seeing over there, probably a young male. Well, let's see if we can find that herd. Now, greatest threat for African elephants has been poaching for their ivory tusks. Now they face habitat loss from mining as well. But here we're trying to learn what we can about elephant communication. Something we've learned is that elephants run away from the sound of bees. That's actually some really good news, especially for farmers because they have issues with elephants getting on their land, destroying their crops. Now they build beehive fences though, keeping the elephants safely away from the farmers' land. Farmers can make a profit selling the honey. Alright, looks like we made it where we wanted to be. These are the red clay pits. Lots of tusk marks, footprints through here. So that herd's come this way. Let's see if we can find them. Elephants, they eat red clay. That's because it gives them beneficial minerals. Let's see here. Sometimes we get a radio station through here.
Here we go. Yep, we're gonna drive through it. Here we go. Sam's at birdies. There's more.
Alright, now coming around this island over here on the left, check them out. Those are greater flamingos. Greater flamingos, they do have the lightest shade of pink coloring from any of the other flamingo species. The pink coloring comes from the types of foods that they eat, like tiny brine shrimp that contain carotene, and that turns their feathers pink. Now, when a flamingo first hatches, they're actually kind of gray and fuzzy. Turn pink in time. Okay, look at all these white rhinos here. Look at them all. Oh, we got a couple little ones here. Look at this little one. There's another one back there. You're going to get up ahead here before we stop for them. Get them all. Yeah. Now, unfortunately for the white rhino, they're still being poached for their horn. It's got a pretty high value out on the black market. So, despite all of the efforts that have gone into trying to protect them, white rhinos have gone from being one of Africa's greatest success stories to becoming threatened again.
Look at those ones.
White rhinos, though, they do
mud in
like to live in
Yeah,
groups.
mud
Groups
in
of
it.
rhinos are called a crash. So I think we found a crash over here. Of course, weighing up to 5,000 pounds, the white rhino gets its name from the Afrikaans word "weit," which means wide, in reference to the wide, broad mouths that they have. If you are looking out here to the left, that's a cheetah walking around over there. Yeah, it's walking into the tree line now up there. Let's see if we can find any more up ahead. Now, cheetahs, they are the fastest land animal. They can run upwards of 60 miles per hour, but they are a sprinter. So top speeds like that, cheetahs, they can only keep them up for short bursts, usually making several hundred yards or so, and then they do have to stop. Cheetahs, though, are an animal that's an issue for farmers in Africa. They go after their livestock. So here we work with groups in Africa that are training large dogs. Those dogs keep the cheetahs from coming onto farmers' land without harming the cheetahs at all. Alright, so there's a lion. Let's see, I'm going to try and get him before this rock standing up there, but he's going to climb up the top there. See if we can get him on the other side if he climbs up. But lions, now these are Kopi rocks that he's up there on, and there's a lioness right there on that center rock as well. Kopis, though, are just big rock formations that jut up out of the savanna. Great places to find lions, though, because they do really like them. They're a nice vantage point for them across the savanna, and they're a really good spot just to lay out. Now, laying out, that is important if you're a lion. Lions are inactive for about 18 to 20 hours out of the day. They spend a lot of time sleeping up there. They're also the only large cat to live in groups and hunt cooperatively, though. The groups are called prides. Females, they do the majority of the hunting. Alright, let's see here. I'm not sure, I think he might have flopped down up there. We'll see if there's any more limbs we can get to that lion. But we're going to head around the other side of these rocks, see if we can get those zebras that were in that tree. Yeah, that lion just laid down up there. That looks like some warthogs. Over here to the left, right there in the center. See it grabbing a snack. Now, warthogs, they are one of Africa's largest burrowing mammals. They dig their burrows out. They use their tusks, their snouts, and their feet to do it. They back up into the burrows, leaving those tusks exposed in case any predators come along. Razor sharp, those tusks. Now coming up to the right, those zebras, but also before these zebras, just in this tree here, there's a couple addax. Scratching his head. ADDAX, addax, those twisty horns. Oh, there's some ostriches here too, look at that. Those twisty horns, those will get about 3 feet long. They can go their whole lives and only take a few sips of water, getting moisture from the foods that they eat. Zebras, now they are black underneath, white stripes over the top. We know because their noses are all black. That is their base color. Incredibly strong too. A zebra can kick its hind legs with a force that can break the jaw on a lion. Now there were ostrich eggs back there under the tree as well. And like I said, there's some ostriches coming up here. These are Bontebok though, coming up to the right side. These little brown antelope. Bontebok are a relative of the wildebeest, but they're nearly extinct out in the wild, so really you can only see them if you visit a reserve like this.
Look, we're gonna go
now,
real close to
ostrich
zebra.
eggs, guys, those will get about 3 pounds each. Largest egg of any bird. The ostrich is the largest bird species. They can run at about 40 miles per hour, and they have very keen eyesight. The ostrich actually has the largest eye of any land animal.
A waterfall, it's a spring.
Living on the land with some of the animals we have seen out here, not without its challenges. But there's plenty of organizations out there working, trying to educate people on the best ways they can go about it. Some groups are working with farmers, teaching them those
look at
techniques
that,
they
Jake.
can use to live on the land with wild animals. Other groups are trying to introduce economic stimulus, hopefully deterring people from poaching as a lifestyle. But the overall goal of any conservation is to find a balance between animals and people. That way, everybody wins. Looks like we've made it back to the Warden's Post. Gather loose items you brought on board with you. Wilderness Explorers, this is Simba 1. We don't like to say goodbye here in Harambe, so we say Kwaherini instead, which means go well. Jumbo.
You saw a lot of animals?
You are very welcome. Take care of
Okay,
yourself.
we're going. Watch him.
Kwaherini, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your time out there.
Thank you. That was fun.
That was fun? Uh-huh. Saw a lot of animals?
Jake, do you need to pee?